Good afternoon and welcome to a special edition of Litter Media Live. I'm Dan Ramey, your host, and there is the ever-lovely Tiffany Baldwin who joins us as well. We want to talk about BrewFest, which is coming to downtown Chillicothe June 3rd?
Correct. Next Saturday.
Okay. We're going to tell you more about it here in just a moment. If you're just hearing about it for the first time, keep listening. We'll learn more. Our interview brought to you today by our friends at Kingston National Bank. BrewFest, it's something new for downtown Chillicothe, Ohio, and let's talk about it. Okay. What can people expect? I imagine there's some brew involved.
There is. There is, for sure. So this is our inaugural year this year, and downtown Chillicothe is bringing it to our community. We have 17 breweries on tap for this event, and some are going to bring 2 beers to try. Some are going to bring 5 beers to try. We also will be offering 1 non-alcoholic beer and 1 gluten-free beer. And in addition to beer, we actually have a cidery coming. So Tin Cap Cidery is going to be bringing their product. Mm-hmm. So, yes, we'll have everything set up on North Paint Street between 2nd and Water Street. And the sidewalks will be open so people that aren't wanting to participate in the event can still shop freely as they normally do. And we're trying to do that. We're rotating our events this year to see if that helps drive foot traffic to different sections of our downtown a little bit more. So, we have something on East 2nd, on more south on North Paint. Now we're going to do more north on North Paint. So that's something new we're going to try this year as well. We have music. We have 3 live acts that are going to be playing at the event. So we'll start out with Flashback. They're going to start at 2 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, Murphy will be playing. If you've ever heard of Murphy.
We've heard of Murphy, yes.
He was an American Idol contestant.
He's been a guest here before. So.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. And then the third band will be Basement Collective, and they'll start at 5:30. In addition to that, we decided this year that we weren't going to bring in food trucks because we wanted to drive foot traffic to our brick and mortar businesses downtown. So the restaurants that are in that specific area, which are Gustavo's, Fire and Stone, and Hometown Hibachi, they're going to cater to the public that's down there. So they're going to be coming out onto the sidewalk, offering different things that they normally don't have. For instance, Fire and Stone is going to be offering pizza by the slice. They're going to be putting a grill out front, grilling out some burgers. Hometown Hibachi is going to bring a hibachi grill out onto the sidewalk. And Gustavo's, they're going to have another warming station so they can do things out on their sidewalk as well. So
I'm picturing the aroma already.
Right? Poorhouse will also be there within the actual boundary of the event, and they're going to sell pretzels. So all this stuff goes hand in hand as you're having some taste of brew.
That's a really neat idea. As we have talked before, there's so much activity downtown. We've seen it in a lot of towns our size, starting to go into the restaurants and so on and so forth. But what makes this interesting is there's actual breweries in downtown Chillicothe now.
Right, we have 2, 50 West and Old Capitol Brewing, which OCB, most of you know it locally as that. Those 2 gentlemen, so Seth Blewett from OCB and Zach Taylor, which is the manager at 50 West, actually approached downtown Chillicothe and said, hey, what do y'all think about doing a brewfest? Because they had gone to Lancaster's brewfest last year. We're like, let's try it. So here we are.
There are no original ideas,
right?
But it's original to us.
Right, exactly.
So I guess that's the way to look at it. But if it works someplace else, why can't it work here, right?
Absolutely. So our pie in the sky this year, for the first year again, was to see if we could get 20 breweries. We would have been super happy with 10. Here we sit at 17. So I think we've kind of exceeded what we were trying to accomplish the first year.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, we mentioned we've got the 2 downtown. Where are the other 15 from?
All over the area. Columbus, South, we've got Jackson, we've got Portsmouth, we've got Greenfield, so, and then all over the area, but they're all Ohio.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Right.
So something new for downtown. Was this an open space on the calendar that seemed to work out, or did we have to move some things around?
Yes, no, it did work. So, yeah, here we are. We thought that it would be a great kind of kickoff to summer. We're finally in warm weather consistently. So we thought it would be a great weekend to host it.
Yeah. A lot of things going on downtown. Of course, First Thursdays are almost here, and that happens the first Thursday of every month during summertime. So good to have all the stuff back and
right?
COVID behind us, and now all this to look forward to.
It's a good problem to have all these events, for sure.
I asked you before we went on to talk about BrewFest if you wanted to throw a little shout out for Sand in the Streets, which is just around the corner too.
It is. It's going to come quicker than we believe. So that's August 26th this year, and we're doing things a little bit different this year. Not only are we going to have a competitive court and recreational courts, but we're also going to have what we call an open court, which is a semi-professional court. So we're bringing in a higher caliber of play this year, which requires more things, as I was mentioning earlier, like line judges and referee stands and different things like that. So it's going to be awesome this year.
And bigger prize money, too.
Bigger prize money, for sure, yes.
So what a great way to kick off the summer. And with Sand in the Streets, you're almost putting an end to summer there as well, because everybody will be going back to school. I know, kids, vacation's just starting, but before you know it, school's going to start up again.
Literally.
So put them in between these events. Anything that we have missed about BrewFest you wanted to make sure people knew?
So I just kind of want to mention, as far as the tickets go, if they buy them ahead of time, they're cheaper than when you buy them at the door. So if you get a general admission ticket, right now it's $30, but if you buy them at the door, they're going to be $40. I am sad to say that T-shirts can no longer be purchased. So the tickets that were purchased up to through Monday, 2 days ago, those tickets came with a T-shirt with their registration or their entry fee.
Is that the shirt you have on?
It is not. This is
it
downtown
is not.
Chillicothe shirt.
Okay. I didn't look that closely. I should have read beforehand.
That's okay. So we are not going to sell the actual event T-shirts at the event, just because we end up with so much left over. So we decided not to. The event goes from 1:30 to 7, but from 1:30 to 3 is just for VIP tickets. And so you can still purchase VIP tickets right now, and those are online as well. What the VIP ticket gives you is not only an hour and a half early access to the event, but you get 20 5-ounce tastings of brew versus general admission, which is 16 5-ounce tastings. So, and you get an event glass with it. And then the event's over at 7. The last pour is at 6:30. And we also have an additional ticket that's called the last call ticket. And that will be for people who come at 5 o'clock, so they don't have to pay the $40. It'll be $20 cut in half. So.
And those are available through Eventbrite.
Through Eventbrite.
And you can find that link in the post here as well, so check that out. This is June 3rd. Mm-hmm. It all starts at what time?
1:30 for VIP, 3 o'clock for general admission.
Okay, so a mid-afternoon event for you, wrapping up around 7 or so. Mm-hmm. Proceeds are going to downtown Chillicothe. Let's talk about what we have seen occur with those proceeds, because you helped out with everything downtown at Christmas time and gave a new look to a certain section of downtown.
Correct. So actually the block where BrewFest is, again, between Water and 2nd on North Paint, we added Christmas lights. And decorations if we weren't close enough to an outlet. But nonetheless, we added some Christmas items in that block. And this year we hope to continue that, either to put more in that block or kind of go more south or east and west. We'll see. We're in the middle of getting quotes for that right now, but we just want to make it bigger and better. So the proceeds do go to that partially, but then we can also use them for different things like flowers. As everybody saw, the flowers went up within the last couple of weeks. So that's all fulfilled now as far as the baskets and the planters. That's a hefty lift, too. So, I mean, believe it or not, we raised over $17,000 for just the flowers.
Wow.
Right? You don't think about that.
Well, the beautification, it pays for itself in that respect, because how many people have come to downtown in the last couple of summers seen those flowers and said, man, this is not Chillicothe, Ohio. It's like I'm someplace in North Carolina or Florida.
Right, exactly. It gets better every year for sure. Downtown Chillicothe as an organization also is trying to take on beautifying alleyways and also making them safer. Now, we do have some grant money coming in for that, but where the grant money doesn't pick up every expense, funds from events such as the BrewFest are going to help pick up what's left over in order to continue the project the way that we want to do it. So we're trying to do things like light the alleys. We're looking into the bricks to make sure if we can make them safer as far as flatter and smoother and not dips everywhere and people falling. So, and making them destination alleyways. So people travel all over, at least I know the state of Ohio, whether it's umbrellas hanging in alleys or market lights or whatever they're doing in alleys, murals. So we're trying to do something catchy like that so people travel to us for an alley.
Absolutely. And there's going to be a lot of people traveling here if this vote goes the way we hope it goes in September.
Absolutely.
About World Heritage designation. And when that goes through, and I'm thinking positively, when that goes through, we're going to see a lot of foot traffic that we've never seen before.
Absolutely. You're right on the mark.
I was visiting with the folks in the Ross Chillicothe Convention and Visitors Bureau over the weekend, and they were telling me that they've had many requests from other parts of the world to get travel information already. Wow. So I got chills just thinking about that, that we're going to see all kinds of people walking our streets just to come and see the Hopewell earthworks.
Right. It's going to happen.
And they'll see more.
That's right. That's right.
Before we put a wrap on things, there was something else that came to my mind. You've got some other things coming up during the summer, right?
Yes.
Such as?
So it's not our event, but it's the Kenworth Truck Parade. So we're participating in that event. We're selling T-shirts, and we're doing beer wagons. I feel like all I'm talking about is alcohol right now, but trust me, we do lots of other things for downtown. It just so happens the two are 2 weeks apart. So the proceeds we'll keep from that, and we're going to split them with Tammy Leonardo at Economic Development. So she's helping us with that. But we're going to use that for the different projects also. So that'll be 2 weeks later on June 17th. That's in the evening, so everybody stay tuned for that parade. That's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then after that, we'll do a Christmas in July pub crawl. Again, that's the last alcoholic event that we're going to do. I promise you. And then we move into Sand in the Streets. And then after that, we have Oktoberfest. And we have Rudolph Run.
Yeah. So some good stuff coming up.
Yes, for sure.
Throughout the year. Yep. But it's just beginning. It's going to get real busy here before too long. If you want to find out more, we've got the hyperlink to downtown Chillicothe, Ohio in this post. You can click that. Tiffany's available there. Messages that way and the whole deal, right?
Right. Yep. You can reach out to me any way, anyhow. And if you want a paper ticket, if it's too hard for you to go online and to get things through Eventbrite, I am more than happy to meet you with a paper ticket. That is not a problem.
Very good. Thank you for coming in today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Tiffany Baldwin with Downtown Chillicothe, Ohio on Facebook. And for Tiffany, I'm Dan Ramey. Join us on Facebook tomorrow with another edition of Litter Media Live.